One of the most pivotal persons that have ever come out of our culture, representing Memphis, Tennessee. Get this man a round of applause for so many reasons. He's a singer, a rapper, a record producer. He's an executive, a songwriter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's a griot of sorts because of what he talks about in this book and in his music. And when you think about his career, and then you parallel all the different milestone moments that happened in his career, behind the curtain is what you're going to find out when you read his book. I'm talking about Academy Award winning, the one and only Juicy J.
Thank you.
Is here.
Thank you.
Hold up, Juicy J. Let me talk my shit for a second, Juicy J.
Got to.
Because
you got the answers.
You look. That still goes hard.
Yeah.
That still works. I remember when you won the 1991 Oscar, the Academy Award, right? Was it 91?
It was it was 2005.
Excuse me, 2005. I'm going somewhere deeper. In 2005.
2006, somewhere around, yeah.
Somewhere around that time. Yeah. I remember all the success that you've had in your career. I remember when y'all did the reality show because you lived right around the corner from King Tech and me.
Yeah.
And you may not have realized that. The beginning of this book starts off with the beginning of Juicy J's book. I was high as a motherfucker. As I was stumbling through this party, I looked around. People were fucking over there. Cocaine was over here. But this coke was different. A waiter-looking guy wearing a vest and with his hair slicked back came up to me with a wood grain box. He opened it and said, "You want some?" He said as if he was offering a drink. I looked in the box, had the B, and I saw blue, yellow, cherry, watermelon, and cotton candy flavored cocaine at this party. I had never seen anything like it. No matter where I looked, it seemed like people were snorting all kind of stuff. It seemed like velvet was everywhere. I declined the coke and walked into a bedroom. Girls were in the bed just waiting, maybe for me, maybe for someone else. This is a day in the life of this man's life when he was living in L.A. This scene that you were in was so dysfunctional and toxic. It forced you to call the woman that you were seeing at that time, and you told her to come get you before you ended up killing yourself. You didn't want to die that way.
No.
What point of your career did this happen?
It was the year could have been I believe it was 2008, and I was just I was going through so much, man, just so much partying. I was tired of it. And that same party, I had alcohol in my cup. I poured the alcohol out. I was just like really fucked up. And I just poured it out. And I said, man, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going out like this. I'm not dying tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get the fuck out of L.A. You know, it's too many parties, too much of everything.
How close you thought you could be to dying?
I mean, you know, you never know. I mean, not just partying and just going so hard. I mean, I didn't know exactly. Can't say when or how. I just felt like if I didn't get out in enough time, who knows what could have happened, man. You know, the group was breaking up. Everything was just falling apart. It was fucked up.
Did it feel like a spiritual experience almost? Because you said you just poured it out and called somebody to say, come get you. Like, that just sounds a little bit deeper than the average, I'm ready to bounce.
Yeah, I would say most def. You know, through my whole entire career, my whole life, I always had I would get these talks in my head. Like I remember I was at the Playboy Mansion. I jumped into this pool with this porn star, and you know, she got butt naked. She jumped in. I got butt naked. I jumped in, and then this voice in my head was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then it's like, you know, you don't have a rubber. You know, you don't know this girl. We gotta just had all this success. You gonna just throw it away? You know, you can get this chick pregnant. She could have a disease. You know, you don't know. So immediately I jumped out of the pool. I was like, you're right. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of times in my life, certain circumstances, I'll be getting ready to do something crazy, and this voice will just come in my head and be like, yo. And same when I was at that party, this voice was in my head like, yo, you want to die tonight? You drinking all this alcohol? You know, you're popping Xanax. You sipping lean. Look at all this cocaine around here. Look at all these crazy people. Like somebody could. You know, who knows what the fucking happened in this party, you know what I'm saying? Police could have ran up in that motherfucker, who knows, you know? So it was just telling me, like, it's time to go. You probably need to pour that drink out. So I poured that shit out, called the chick up, and she came pick me up.
You moved out of L.A.?
Got the fuck out, man. I had to.
You moved everything, even the Rolls Royce?
Everything, man. I believe I drove the Rolls Royce back. I think I did. I know I remember driving a U-Haul, too. I was in a U-Haul, and I probably shipped the Rolls Royce back, but I remember in the U-Haul, and I had a personal assistant driving the U-Haul.
This is post Academy Award when this took place, right?
Yeah, right after. As soon as, right after, we partied hard for almost like a year. The longest Oscar party in the world, and then I was like, I'm fucking out of here.
Partied hard for a year.
Yeah.
See, this is why I find it interesting, because I was there. Heather was
Yes.
there. We were there.
You seen it?
I was interviewing you during the time.
Did you see the shit?
I saw the shit.
It was crazy.
Because I've seen you before when I
Yeah.
came to Memphis and we did our thing with
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah,
The My Block.
Yeah, My Block. Yep.
I've seen the growth, so I'm often wondering when the people gonna tell the behind the curtain stories, because you could be successful but be miserable and depressed
Yes.
at the same
Yes.
time. And
Yes.
when you also spoke about in this book that even after the Oscars, after all of that partying, the other thing that happened is 3-6 Mafia's music fell off,
Yes.
and you felt like y'all were making music, trendy music. It wasn't music that was groundbreaking, and that for you was your biggest depression because you couldn't make the music you wanted to make. What was that like?
Man, it was hell, man. I lost everything, my creativity. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually just coming up with a song, boom, 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 but living in LA, it was just like different things were playing on the radio, and then, it's a whole different scene. So
Yeah.
I wasn't really used to that, and I just feel like I just lost everything. I couldn't, I could make some beats, but it wasn't relevant. I'm still making stuff that was like maybe like 2-3 years old. Like my brother, Project Pat, would come to my house all the time. Be like, man, y'all beats ain't hard no more.
Your brother would say that too?
Yeah, he would say, hey, man, y'all ain't popping no more. He would tell me this stuff. He like, man, what y'all doing? Y'all heard just getting high and partying? Y'all ain't trying to put out no mixtapes? And I like, mixtapes? He like, yeah, that's what niggas doing now. Y'all, he said, oh, man, you ain't paying attention what's going on, man. Like, y'all ain't popping, man. I'm just being real with you, Jay, man. You know what I'm saying?
Your brother told you that.
I'm just being real. Like, he would tell me that all the time. And I'll get mad, be like, what? What you need, nigga? What? I'm just telling you, nigga, I ain't hearing y'all music in the clubs. Y'all ain't got that hand bass in y'all beats no more. That shit ain't hot. I'm in the clubs. You ain't in the clubs. You out in Hollywood.
So what did you do, like musically, at that point? Did you devote yourself to trying to find what's hot, or?
I just kept smoking weed and kept popping drugs, and
Okay.
sooner or later, I got online. He said, get on the internet, look, see what's hot. Go on YouTube. He's like, y'all shit. And so I started going on YouTube and looking at things and listening to a lot of different new artists like Gucci Mane. I was listening to a lot of Gucci Mane.
Okay.
And it's a lot of different things. Rocco. What else? Just everything.
You
man.
had a great relationship you revealed in this book with Mac Miller.
Yes.
Where did that start?
I met Mac Miller through Wiz, and I met the manager Benny. Actually, I can't remember his name. I think I got his name wrong. Will was actually not the manager. It was
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but he was cool. The manager was cool. I can't remember his name. So excuse me. But anyway, I met him through Wiz and through the management, and he did a concert in L.A. and I came out on stage. I was shocked though. I was like, man, look at all these. It was like a lot of young kids, like 15, 13, 14-year-old kids. And I rapped Slob on Knob, but I was so kind of like, man, these kids. I was kind of
You was rapping Slob on my knob with the kids in the crowd.
Let me finish. I rapped Slob on Knob, but I didn't say the cuss words.
Okay.
I'm like Slob on my, like corn on the cob. Check it with me. You know what I'm saying? And like Mac Miller was laughing so hard. He's like, I can't believe you, man. You really actually give a fuck about the kids, man. That's cool, man. You didn't cuss. You know what I'm saying? And Mac Miller became my friend, and I threw a birthday party for him, his 18th birthday party at the studio I got in L.A. And we had a lot of fun, man. It was turned up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mac was a good dude, man.
Yeah, real good dude.
I remember
Rest
hanging
in
out
peace.
with Mac. Yeah, rest in power. And Omaha, I hung out with Mac.
Yeah.
He got me to come to a party that I shouldn't have been at. I felt like a chaperone when I got there. Had to be kids were so young. I find your story really interesting all the way through the entire book. I wonder what kind of conflict did you have as an artist after having these experiences and hearing these voices and knowing that I'm going down this dark path, but a lot of your lyrics still, rap around drugs and take the use of drugs. And then we talk about Mac Miller, somebody lost his life to drugs.
Yes.
Did you have Gangsta Boo? How did you rectify that as an artist, still rapping about those same things, or was it ever a conflict?
I didn't want to comfort. I mean, I was doing a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Sipping that lean and turned up every day and taking Xanax and drinking alcohol and waking up, don't know where the hell I'm at. You would pass out when you do that kind of shit. And, you know, like, what's crazy, when Mac Miller first came to L.A., I was telling him, I was like, man, be careful out in L.A., man, you know what I'm saying? Like, only thing that I just really was stressing about was cocaine to everybody.
Yeah.
Because I like, you know, I pop pills and sip lean, but I was like, man, that cocaine is just like, that's a different beast right there. That shit makes you crazy, you know what I'm saying? When you coming off that high, you get angry and, you know, I don't know if you ever did it before, but
I've never done it, Juicy J. I would tell you if I had.
Good.
Okay.
So it's a crazy drug. So you know, I was just telling more people about that. I was like, you know, I sip some lean, you know, Papa Zan, but I was like, that cocaine is crazy though. That shit make you lose your mind.
Did anybody warn you about these things? Because you said, you know, a couple times that you were talking to people about don't do this, don't do that, and the warnings of being in LA and the party scene. But did anybody come to you early on in your career and be like, hey, man, you might want to take it easy?
Nobody really came to me, man, and told me that, you know. I always felt like I was invincible. Like, you know, I couldn't fall in the hands of drugs. I was like, man, I could sip some lean to be good. I could take a Xanax to be good. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's just like one time I was in New York, I forgot my Xanax and left them in the room. I would take a Xanax before I go on stage. And I forgot them, and I was on my way to the show, and I was like, damn, I don't feel right. I started feeling like jittery and shit. I'm like, man, I'm feeling crazy. And I was telling my cousin, my manager, Ray, I was like, man, I didn't take no Xans today. I was like, man, I just feel, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I feel tired. I feel aches and pains and shit. And I was just like, anxiety, crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm on stage. I'm sweating hard as a mother. I'm like trying to rap. And then when I got back to the room, I took the Xanax. And I was like, whew, jeez, wow. You know what I'm saying? I felt. And then that's when I knew I had an addiction. Because then, like, the next time I did a show in Atlanta, I called myself like, man, I ain't gonna do them Xanax, man. Fuck them Xanax. I left them. Went to the club. I'm up there tweaking. I'm up there shaking and shit. I'm like, man, I got to get out of here. I got to hurry up. I don't have my Xanax. I was telling Mike Will, I was like, man, I didn't take my Xanax today. He said, oh, shit, I know you going through it. I said, yeah, man, I fucking need them motherfuckers to function. And then that's when I knew I was fucked up. And then Ray had took me to this doctor, and he told me how to get off the shit. And
What'd he tell you? Shit, you got to share that.
well, he told me to take half. He said,
Okay.
you know, you taking the whole thing, just take half, and you'll gradually just
Wean yourself off of
wean
it,
yourself
yeah.
off. So I started taking half, and you know, I slowly got off. So now I'm cool. I'll never be addicted to Xanax.
Give that man a round of applause. And listen, man, that's an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing journey, man, and you're not perfect, but I love that you sharing this information because it's a whole generation of us that's on pills, and you can't, you know, you gotta be careful. Like, a lot of it is recreation. It ain't, you know, prescribed to you, and your body reacts to it. It's a chemical reaction to it, biological reaction to it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, did you and Gangsta Boo ever talk about, you know, substance abuse and what are your thoughts on her passing?
Man, that shit tore me up, man.
Yeah.
I got a text that morning from Chad. It was just like, Boo dead. I just like, it's stuck in my head, you know what I'm saying? The last time I saw Gangsta Boo was a couple of months before she passed. And we talked about a lot of different things. We talked about life and my mom passing. We hugged and we talked about old times. And, you know, I noticed something about her at the time. She was doing coke at that time, and she was very, very high. You know what I'm saying? I can tell when you had that coke face, and she was sniffing and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna lie, man, like, this is just real shit. It's scary, but it's real shit. When she walked off, something was telling me, like, she gonna die. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know where that came from, but I was just, like, looking at her, like, because I knew she'd been doing it for a long time. So I was like, damn, man, like, you still doing cocaine. And I wanted to say something to her, to talk to her about it. Like, back in the day, I would pull her to the side like, Boo, like, man, put that shit up. You know what I'm saying? We got work to do, boop, boop, boop. But, you know, I hadn't seen Boo in a long time. And so, you know, she a grown woman, so I ain't want trying to be all in her business, be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you know, I was, you know, we 3-6 Mafia, so I had to, you know, but like I said, I hadn't seen her in a while, so I wish I could have said something, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, fuck, you know.
What would you say? Like, how, you know, what would you say?
Man, I would just pull her to the side and try to, and gave her my number and like, look, you need some help and somebody to talk to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I see you still doing the coke. Let's talk about it. Let's try to get some help like I tried back in the day. I remember going over Lord Ibram's house and picking him up. I would try to take them to the rehab. I would be like, yo, you know, and I was fucking drunk on alcohol doing this shit, you know what I mean? Drunk as a motherfucker, headaches, but I would still be like, no, we got to get off this coke. We got to stop doing this heroin, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop doing this shit, you know? Well, it's fucking the group up. It's breaking shit up. I'm trying to keep everybody together. and hold everybody down. But niggas was wild, man. Mafia was a wild ass group.
I party with y'all.
Yeah, but it was crazy.
You feel like that is a crux of what broke up the group? Was it the substance abuse?
Yeah, I would definitely say the drugs and just a lot of different things, man. We would just everything happened so fast, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was slow on the come up, but when we started getting a name for ourselves and people started noticing who we were, shit started moving fast, man. We won that Oscar, man. Things just changed, man.
That Oscar.
And all of us had egos. And I ain't gonna sit there and lie, yeah, we went Hollywood. Like people say, man, you went Hollywood. We was Hollywood. I was Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, telling my lawyer like, shit, 500,000 and up. I ain't picking up the phone. Fuck everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just like angry because I felt like so many people had doubted 3 6 Mafia. People slammed doors in our face and disrespected our name and stuff. So I was like, shit. Once we did that, I like we can do anything. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, shit. We in Hollywood. I drove down the street, saw a house, paid $2 million cash for it. I was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I was just riding high. I didn't really give a fuck about anything or anybody, what anybody said. I didn't give a fuck. I had a crazy go get a lawyer. He wasn't bullshitting. He was like a bulldog. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Aaron Rosenberg, and like we got a lot of things accomplished, man. Like we was getting that cash, man. We was getting that money, man. And I don't know, man. It was good, but it was bad.
It was good and bad at the same time.
Good and bad at the same time because when you having all this money and fame, girls coming at you, I would go to the club, just so many women. It get to your head, man. You get the big head. You get to thinking like you're invincible and you can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? And then sooner or later, that devil come in and take that shit away from you. You know what I'm saying? You get rocked to sleep. That's what my brother talk about it all the time, man. You niggas getting rocked to sleep out here in L.A. You know what I'm saying? Y'all high and shit. Y'all not paying attention to what's going on. We got rocked to sleep.
Y'all got rocked to sleep.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, Ice-T says it a lot, too.
Yeah.
Project Pat, the Oracle. Give it up, Pat, man.
Yeah,
we had Pat up here before, too. HB, what are your thoughts on this, man?
No, I'm just glad. Thank you just for being your transparency. It's important. And I think all of us, whether we want to admit it or not, but to your point, you hear those voices sometimes and you ignore them or you decide to just be obedient. Maybe that's the word, and follow through. And it's those life-changing decisions sometimes where you don't know, had you not listened, where would you be right now? So thank you, and thank you for the book, you know, because I know this is not easy. This is a process in itself and a project in itself. So thank you for this.
Thank you. And when I was writing this book, my mom was diagnosed with cancer and everything. And, I talk about a lot of mental health in this book. A lot of I don't know if you read the whole thing, but I talk about like mental health, mental health issues. Like, 'cause I had those situations, and I talked to a therapist and stuff like that. And I think it's very important for people to talk to therapists and get some help. Because I can't say the names, but I've been on the phone in situations where people have called me, close to me, man, I'm about to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? I have to talk them out of it, talk her out of it. And, I have to deal with so much stuff like that, man, it's been crazy. And like, it's just like, just growing up and going through that, I feel like everybody that your environment makes you what you is today. And, sometimes it can damage your mind. Even growing up in North Memphis, I'm always had a gun on me looking over my shoulder and running with all these crazy people and hiring. I had these most craziest niggas of all times, security and just niggas on the side to do whatever the fuck. Like that shit, it'll drive you fucking crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It'll fuck your mental health up. And then you get drugs involved and then money and fame. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Unfortunately, we have a thing in common. I lost my mom to cancer as well. And I'm sorry about your loss as well. But watching that, it does something to you mentally. I still don't have the words to put down what it does to you. Was that the thing that made you actually write the book, or had you started writing the book prior to your mom's diagnosis?
Yeah, I started writing it, and then she got the diagnosis, and I was like, and I knew she was sick, even when I was writing it, but I didn't know exactly what was wrong because she wouldn't tell me.
Same thing.
She just keep everything till I called the hospital. I was like, yo, this is Juicy J from 3 6 Mafia. I need to know what's wrong with my mom. She's not telling me anything. Can you tell me? And she's like, she got on the phone. She said, brace yourself. Your mom got 5 to 6 months to live. And I was like, what? Like, damn, man. Like, you serious? So I didn't tell my family. I just kind of, I told my brother and my dad, but I didn't tell my sisters. I was just like, I was, man.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah,
that's hard. Juicy J is here, man. We're actually celebrating this man's journey and the fact that he's sharing it with us today.
Yes.
And some of these topics are hard, but you chose to talk about them because not only are I'm sure they're therapeutic for you, but it's going to help a lot of people.
Necessary for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you go ahead.
I mean, that's what I want. I want people to understand that you don't have to take your life or do anything crazy or take somebody else's life, shoot up a school, and we gotta stop that shit, man. Fucking with these kids. You can get some help for that shit, man.
You can get some help for it, and we all dealing with it. Especially in Memphis, we see the lives are being taken in Memphis. It ain't been easy in Memphis for a long time. Y'all told me that before some of these younger artists who have lost their lives have lost their lives. What do you see? What's the because listen, this book isn't just about hardships, it's about triumphs. Because the fact that this man could talk about these stories, made it through, and he's here today. I want to make sure we remember that you did win an Oscar.
Thank you.
You did win an Academy Award.
Yes.
You have made top 40 singles. You have been a top charting artist. You have produced big hits for big artists. You have been on songs with Katy Perry.
Yes.
You have done all of these things throughout the adversity that you faced in your life growing up in Memphis.
Yes.
And see, when you try to tell people fame is hard, they don't want to hear that because they ain't never been through it.
No.
And so I've been trying to tell folks on my smaller level of celebrity, hey, when you see famous people doing shit you think is crazy, you got to know the context.
Yeah.
What's behind the story?
Yes.
Before you saw the end result, what was Juicy J going through? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Those things are important.
Mm-hmm.
When you won the Oscar, not everybody was in your corner, right?
No, it was weird, man. It was a weird experience. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like when I went to that Vanity Fair party, I was totally shocked, my nigga.
Why?
Because it's like this real shit. It seemed like, I can't say everybody, but it seemed like a lot of the black people were hating on us. And all the white folks was like, hey, congratulations, what's up, man? Steven Spielberg, he was like, hey, man, what's up? Light up a cigar, John Travolta. A lot of the black folks in there, like actors and shit, were looking at me like they wanted to kill me, man. And John Singleton was like, you feel that hate? You feel that hate?
John Singleton caught it?
Yeah, he told me that. He patted me on and said, hey, you feel that hate? He said, they just mad because they ain't got one, man. Enjoy. I was like, damn.
Wow.
Really?
Rest in power.
Yeah,
John
rest in peace,
Singleton.
man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How did that shape you afterwards?
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm from Memphis, so I just was like, man, fuck these niggas. You know what I mean? Hit one of these niggas with his Oscar, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, the setup.
That's actually how I felt, bro. But I wasn't in combat mode because I'm enjoying my moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Salma Hayek was standing next to me, and she had this beautiful dress on, and she was talking to me about blood diamonds or something. But I'm just like, wow, you're gorgeous. Like,
Shit! Selma Hayek was hollering at you.
No, she wasn't trying to talk to me. No, she was not trying.
Diamonds.
No, she was talking about my diamonds. She was like, "Where you get those diamonds?" She's like, "Those are blood diamonds, stuff like that." She wasn't trying to talk to me. No.
She was ridiculing you for wearing the diamonds.
Yeah, she was on my ass about that. Like, those diamonds are, she was talking some real shit. But I was just like looking at how beautiful she was. I was like, wow. I was like, Salma Hayek is talking to me, man. Like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you was all at the moment. Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yo, man. What because I know you got a book signing today, right?
Yes, at Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble, 555 Fifth Avenue. In 30 minutes, Juicy J will be there, which means I have to wrap this interview because I'm feeling what you felt in that room at the Vanity Fair party with your handlers. I feel like I'm feeling that same cold shoulder over here.
Let's wrap it up, Sway.
Let's wrap it up. Two things. What's your message for Memphis moving forward?
Stop the violence. And I think they need to, as far as the politicians down there, they need to figure out a way to give people better jobs, raise the pay, whatever you're doing, whatever kind of job it raise the pay, and get these people, because people in Memphis are smart, man. You know what I'm saying? Very musical talented, cool people. I just think they need more opportunities. They don't have opportunities in that city, and so it just turns into everything's in a rage. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing, man. And hopefully, man, like, later on in my life, I was thinking about, I'm still thinking, later in my life, maybe when I turn 65 or whatever, and I'm done with rap, I'm done with music, period, I might run for a senator office or something, just try to help clean up the city, man, because Memphis been going through hell, since I was born, and it's even worse now, you know what I'm saying? People are getting killed every day, and kids are getting killed, and stray bullets, and, they got these crazy, crooked police officers out there, they killed that guy, rest in peace. So like we got to clean that up, man. We got to stop that, man. You know what I'm saying? Memphis is a beautiful city, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's beautiful people there. It's people that want to have some things, but it's just so ratchet.
Yeah.
That it turns you into a street nigga. It turns you into a gangster. If you ain't a gangster, you live in Memphis, you gonna turn. They gonna make you
into a gangster.
They gonna make you pull a gun on that, cause they gonna keep fucking with you, rob your ass, talk shit, whatever the fuck. They gonna make you tough. So that's my thing, man. I wanna definitely do something like that and run for office, and maybe I can get in there and try to help clean things up and get people paid and get better jobs and better opportunities, and so they can have more hope, because a lot of people in Memphis don't have hope.
I love that. Juicy J for office. Don't wait till you're 65, Juicy
May
J.
happen sooner than you think.
Yeah, and then from this book, this is a great book. I didn't want to, and it's a great album. Mental Trillness is out now, and there are really great interludes on DPD. That's Dependent Personality Disorder.
Yeah.
Emotional deficits. You have some tremendous interludes that, and citizens, if you're fighting with something, you're going through something, it's in your head, it's personal, you're waking up, you're not sure why you're not feeling right. Yeah. You need to hear something that's going to, sometimes I hit Heather, I might text her or just hit her, hey, I just need your energy right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This album has that energy for you. Like the interludes are incredible. The songs, the interludes go from song to interlude, but the song is kind of touching on what the interludes are touching about.
Thank you.
You know, and so what do you hope to accomplish with the book and the album? What do you hope people take away?
Man, I want to inspire people, man, and just let them know they can keep moving forward, even if they have success, even if they have success and lose success, or have just regular class working people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can listen. I mean, you can listen to the audio, or you can read the book, and you can learn something for it, because it touches everything. It's not just music. It's mental health. Relationships, everything is in this book, and I just want people to inspire people, man. I want them to check this book out.
And the book is out today as well, right?
The book is out today, man. And if you're in the tri-state area, go to Barnes and Nobles. Go there now. 555
Fifth Ave.
There it is.
Yes, sir. Shout out to 36 Mafia, DJ Paul, Crunchy Black, rest in peace. Gangsta Boo, rest in peace. Coops a nigga, Lord Infamous. Shout out to Memphis. Yep, I love y'all.
Shout out to Memphis. Crunchy Black. Tell Crunchy Black, man. Send my love to all your family, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Juicy J, give this man a round of applause. Anthony in Yonkers, Drew in Carson, Harry in Chicago, James in North Carolina. Why don't y'all tweet or DM Juicy J? If you got comments, he'll hit you back if you mention Sway in the morning, right?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
At Juicy J.
Yep.
Okay. And the real Juicy J on Twitter. Yep. X, or whatever it's called. Man, love you, brother.
Hey, man, love you
I'm
too,
good
man.
to see you,
Thank
man.
You,
That's why I wanted to have you up. We ain't seen each other in a minute.
Yeah,
we
man.
got to keep doing. We've been in this shit a long time.
Yeah, man.
Come on, Jay.
Let's go, man.
Let's go, baby.
Let's
Come
do it.
on. All right.